Hi friends, welcome back to the Enchanted Stay, where fantasy books and stray kids live in perfect chaotic harmony, just like they should. Today we're talking about something every fantasy reader, writer, and book lover should know. 5 major plot archetypes that shape some of the most iconic fantasy stories of all time. Whether you're a writer looking for inspiration or a reader who wants to understand why certain stories hit you in the soul, this video is for you. So grab a sword, your light stick, get cozy, and let's talk archetypes. Let's start with one of the oldest archetypes in storytelling, overcoming the monster. This is where the hero faces off against a terrifying, overwhelming force. Something far bigger, darker, and more powerful than they are. The monster can be literal, metaphorical, or societal. Dragons? Yes. Evil kings? Yes. A corrupt system? Also yes. The core idea. A seemingly ordinary hero standing up to a threat that could crush them. Think of it like David versus Goliath, but with magic, swords, and sometimes dragons. Fantasy examples. The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. Bilbo versus Smaug, a tiny hobbit against a massive fire-breathing dragon. It's classic. Beowulf, one of the original monster-slaying stories. Grendel, Grendel's mother, the dragon, it's the archetype in pure form. The Witcher by Andrzej Sapkowski. Geralt's entire job is literally overcoming monsters. The Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon. Ancient evil dragon, world in peril, and badass women stepping up to defeat it. What makes this archetype powerful is the emotional payoff. We love watching a hero grow strong enough to confront something impossible. It reminds us that we can defeat our own monsters, even if ours don't have claws. Next is one of fantasy's most beloved structures, the quest. This is where the hero sets out on a journey, often across vast lands to retrieve something crucial. A magical artifact, a lost heir, a kidnapped loved one. Maybe the secret to saving the world. What sets the quest apart isn't just the destination, but the journey itself. The trials, the companions, the growth, the losses. The we're not in the Shire anymore moments. Fantasy examples. The Lord of the Rings. It's the ultimate quest to destroy the One Ring. Epic landscapes, deep friendships, dangerous temptations. The Wheel of Time by Robert Jordan. So many quests layered on top of quests that it could be its own mythology. The Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson. Characters constantly travel, discover new lands, and seek artifacts of ancient power. The Darkest Part of the Forest by Holly Black. A dangerous quest through fae-infested woodlands. And Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. A quest for legendary amplifiers, power, and identity. What we love about quest stories is the sense of adventure. They let us explore new worlds, cultures, and magic systems. They show us how far a character will go when everything is on the line, and how far they'll grow along the way. Now let's talk about one of the most fun archetypes in fantasy, the heist. This one is all about assembling a crew, planning the impossible, infiltrating dangerous places, chaos when everything goes wrong, and last-minute twists that make you gasp. Heists thrive on teamwork and tension. Everyone on the crew has a specific skill. The lockpicker, the fighter, the strategist, the magic user with concerning moral flexibility. Fantasy examples include Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo, the definitive fantasy heist series, a crew of talented disasters breaking into the world's most secure fortress. Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. The entire first book is basically a magical heist with alchemical metal superpowers. The Lies of Loch Lamora by Scott Lynch. Con artists, thieves, schemes within schemes. Foundryside by Robert Jackson Bennett. A magical world where coding reality itself becomes a part of the heist. Heist fantasies are perfect if you want tension, teamwork, banter, and clever twists. And let's be honest, we all have a soft spot for morally grey criminals with tragic backstories. Ah, yes. The archetype we love to love and love to complain about. The Chosen One. This is when a character is destined by prophecy, lineage, divine calling, or cosmic accident to save the world. Sometimes they know, sometimes they're last to find out. Key elements: a prophecy or omen, a reluctant or unsuspecting hero, hidden potential or secret lineage, a mentor, a villain who fears them, a moment where they must accept their destiny. Fantasy examples include Harry Potter, classic prophecy-driven chosen one. The Wheel of Time, Randall Thor is literally the world-saving prophetic hero. Percy Jackson, Greek mythology, chosen one energy. The Poppy War by R.F. Kuang, a darker, more subversive chosen one arc. The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin, chosen one themes beautifully twisted into something new and devastating. The chosen one archetype sticks with us because it taps into a universal fantasy, that we are meant for something more, that there's a bigger purpose waiting for us. And yes, it's been overused, but when done well, it hits deep. Finally, we have the archetype that hits you right in the heart, the tragedy. Unlike the other archetypes, which usually end in triumph, tragedies end with the downfall of the hero. The tragedy might be caused by fate, a fatal flaw, or choices that spiral out of control. Tragedy in fantasy can be especially powerful because it contrasts the epic with the deeply human. Fantasy examples include The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. You know how it ends, and it still breaks you. The First Law trilogy by Joe Abercrombie. Morally grey characters whose choices lead them down dark, irreversible paths. The Broken Earth trilogy by N.K. Jemisin contains strong, tragic elements tied to oppression, identity, and survival. The Witcher, the books. Certain arcs, especially involving Ciri, deep heavily into tragedy. Tragedies remind us that power has consequences, that heroes are human, and that sometimes saving the world takes everything. And those are 5 core fantasy plot archetypes, the foundations of countless worlds, quests, heroes, and heartbreaks. The truth is, most fantasy books use more than one of these. A chosen one on a quest, a heist that turns into overcoming the monster, a tragedy wrapped inside an epic adventure. That's the beauty of fantasy. Archetypes aren't cages, they're starting points. If you enjoyed this breakdown, let me know in the comments which archetype your favorite book fits into, and which one you'd like me to cover in its own video. If you love books, magic, or Stray Kids, this is your world. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay chaotic, stay magical, stay.